Coming up today, tempers are expected to flare at the National Assembly as the rival parties are set to clash over a variety of sensitive issues as the annual government audit enters its second day. South Korea is on guard against a potential North Korean missile firing next month as the regime prepares to mark a key anniversary, but Seoul says it wants to hold nuclear talks with Pyongyang. Plus, rescue teams recover an 11th body from the fishing boat that capsized off Korea's southern coast last weekend. 7 more people remain unaccounted for. Stay tuned for these stories and more. Hello and welcome. It's 6 a.m. on Friday, September 11th here in Seoul. I'm Mark Broome and you're tuned in to our early morning edition of Arirang News. Our top story this morning, the annual government audit enters its second day on this Friday with 11 parliamentary standing committees set to receive reports from ministries and state agencies. A fierce battle is expected between rival party lawmakers as sensitive issues such as electoral reform, the neutrality of internet portals and the recent fishing boat sinking will top the agenda. The Parliament's Education, Culture, Sports and Tourism Committee will continue to focus on the nation's major internet portal selection and the layout of political news for a second straight day. We'll have more details on that in a moment. Officials from the Ministry of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries are expected to be in the hot seat as well. Opposition lawmakers on the committee plan to dig deep into the maritime accident last weekend that they've dubbed the second Seoul ferry tragedy. The Environment and Labour Committee will also audit the labour reform plan the government is attempting to achieve during the latter half of the year. And Korea's 2 main rival parties locked horns on Thursday as the National Assembly began its audit of over 700 government offices. The perceived neutrality or not of Korea's largest internet portals, Naver and Daum Kakao, was at the heart of the first round of heated debates. Kim Young-gil has more.
The ruling Saenuri Party is unhappy with what it claims is the biased selection and layout of political stories by the nation's internet portals.
It is time to discuss the fairness and objectivity of the internet portals' news sites as they share a social responsibility. The web portals should refrain from selecting news that is politically biased and keep their neutrality.
Kim said that considering the influence the portals have, the government needs to address their wrongdoings in order to provide accurate information. According to the Saenuri Party's Research Institute, citing that objectivity in news selection had been lost, the 2 dominant portals, Naver and Daum Kakao, posted more news articles critical of the government and the ruling party than it did positive ones. Naver and Daum Kakao, who provide news via their own mobile apps, account for over 90% of the domestic online search engine market. The main opposition New Politics Alliance for Democracy considers the ruling party's claims laughable and criticized them for attempting to tame the portals ahead of general elections next April.
The Saenuri Party is tacitly pressuring the portals. They say the portals tend to favor the opposition, even making childish remarks that our NPAD leader's name, Moon Jae-in, appears more often than Kim Moo-sung. They are just trying to tame the portals ahead of next year's general elections.
You said that considering the government's mishandling of state affairs, it would be natural that Moon Jae-in's opposition would appear more frequently in news articles. NPAD lawmakers showed concern over the Saenuri Party's move to interfere with the web portals, as it could limit freedom of expression in Korea. Meanwhile, the Saenuri Party vowed to continue targeting Naver and Daum Kakao during the audit session. Kim Young-gil, Arirang News.
Now, staying with those audits, and another topic brought up on Thursday was the possibility of North Korea launching a long-range missile to mark a key anniversary next month. Kwon So-ah reports.
South Korea's defense ministry and foreign ministry say they are not ruling out the chance of Pyongyang firing a long-range missile next month at the 70th anniversary of the founding of its ruling party. News reports have been saying the North seems to be in the final stages of construction on a rocket launch facility in Dongchangni on its west coast. But during the National Assembly audit session Thursday, Seoul's defense minister Han Min-gu didn't specify on any further clues.
Have you detected any signs of North Korea that it could fire a long-range missile on October 10th, the Workers' Party founding anniversary?
Those kinds of predictions are made in and outside of Korea, but we haven't detected any signs yet.
Speaking on the same issue, Foreign Minister Yoon Byung-se told lawmakers that the government is not relaxing its defense posture and is observing the situation closely due to the North's unpredictability. The defense minister also said that North Korea has not conducted any high explosive detonation tests this year, fueling speculation that the North's nuclear weapons technology has advanced. One government official noted that frequent tests may have become unnecessary as the North may have gotten closer to miniaturizing its nuclear weapons. Kwon So-ah, Arirang News.
Foreign Minister Yoon Byung-se says South Korea has a strong will to hold inter-Korean dialogue on Pyongyang's denuclearization. During the parliamentary audit on Thursday, Minister Yoon responded to a question regarding the long-stalled six-party talks on North Korea's nuclear program, saying Seoul is ready to convey such a message to the North whenever they have a chance. He added that the South is also considering holding a trilateral meeting with a third party involved in the six-party talks, and that includes China, the US, Japan and Russia. The minister said they all agree that denuclearizing North Korea is a must for regional security in Northeast Asia. So as we can see, there are lingering concerns about North Korea's missile and nuclear ambitions, but there is also hope for a positive outcome, at least eventually. One such outcome is the peaceful reunification of the two Koreas. And this was the topic that dominated discussions on Thursday at the Seoul Defense Dialogue in the South Korean capital. Connie Kim reports.
Some 250 vice ministerial level officials, academics from 30 countries, and 4 international organizations gathered for the multilateral Seoul Defense Dialogue that runs until Friday. The 3-day forum, the fourth of its kind, will focus on the post-World War II era and the division of Korea. High on the agenda were discussions on the reunification of the two Koreas, maritime crisis in East Asia, cyber protection, and defense cooperation. During the opening ceremony on Thursday, South Korean Vice Defense Minister Baek Sung-ju said trust and understanding are important for multilateral security cooperation.
We are currently facing a variety of comprehensive security issues. I urge high-level security officials and academics to propose ideas so that we can overcome the challenges and bring about world peace.
Reunification of the two Koreas was hotly debated during the plenary session on Thursday. Delegates agreed on the potential for a reunified Korea while debating the possible complications, especially given the security threat posed by North Korea.
Reunification of the Korean Peninsula would unlock the potential for the Korean people to focus greater resources on economic and social development and to make even greater contributions to regional and global security.
While some pointed to the potential for a smooth transition to a reunified Korea, others emphasized the possibility of an abrupt transition and the need for extensive preparations.
We should organize the 2+4 for German case. Including US, Japan, China, and Russia with ROK, and support ROK to take initiative for the reunification.
The forum also served as a venue for bilateral meetings and working groups. Participants will also discuss global health security and nuclear non-proliferation on the sidelines of the forum. Seoul's defense ministry believes the forum will provide opportunities for further cooperation in the security sector in the Asia-Pacific region and lay the groundwork for reunification of the two Koreas. Connie Kim, Arirang News.
Now, the summer Davos Forum, currently underway in China, entered its second day on Thursday. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang gave a special address, and our very own Arirang TV hosted a session at the forum. Our Park Ji-won files this report from Dalian.
It's day 2 at the annual meeting of the New Champions 2015, also known as the Summer Davos Forum, and Chinese Premier Li Keqiang delivered a welcome address at the opening plenary session on Thursday. During his speech, Li assured and promised investors that China will keep opening up, saying the country hopes to keep promoting industrial cooperation among countries.
We are committed to opening up for win-win benefits, and we will closely cooperate with other countries to bring sustainable development and build a community of shared benefits and interests so that in this global community we can all share the benefits.
The premier also vowed to continue economic and financial reforms to secure China's sustainable economic growth. Founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, who chaired the opening plenary, also gave a speech saying China's continuing reforms and technological advances will have positive effects around the world. Meanwhile, Arirang TV hosted one of the forum's televised sessions on Thursday. Arirang TV is one of the few global broadcasters at the forum, along with BBC, CNBC, and NHK, that developed and hosted sessions in partnership with the World Economic Forum. The session, titled Asia's Energy Options, delved into ideas that include Asia's regional energy infrastructure integration and Asia's commitment to cleaner development. Energy expert and one of the session's panel members, Bo Chiang-lin, said, knowing how to handle the cost of using clean energy is key to low-carbon innovation. And in the future, renewable energies such as solar power will prevail.
In my view, the solar is the most important energy for our future. But to say that, there's a precondition. There's energy storage. Without energy storage, solar will not go too far.
Participants, including nearly 1,000 business leaders and technology pioneers, are sharing their ideas about innovation and entrepreneurial endeavors to face new growth challenges at this future-oriented forum. The 3-day event will continue through Friday, and next year's Summer Davos Forum will be held in the Chinese city of Tianjin. Park Ji-won, Arirang News, Dalian.
The body of a passenger missing from a recently capsized fishing boat has been recovered, raising the confirmed death toll to 11 and lowering the number of those missing to 7. The Jeju Coast Guard says the body, which was found under a bridge on Chuja Island north of Jeju, was identified as that of a 48-year-old man surnamed Kim. The body is now at a hospital on Jeju Island. The fishing boat capsized on Saturday evening. 10 bodies were found the following day, while 3 people were rescued by another boat. No additional bodies have been found since Sunday. Now, what appears to be an exciting scientific discovery, some researchers claim to have found remains that belong to a new species of ancient human. They say over 1,500 fossils from more than a dozen individuals found in a cave in South Africa are Homo naledi, a species that could be very closely related to modern human beings. The bones are thought to be at least 20,000 years old, but they could potentially be millions of years old, as their precise age is not yet known. Now, the creature, as you can see there, is a blend of ancient ape and modern human-like features. It has a tiny brain, though, the size of a gorilla's, and its hands, though, are well suited to making basic tools. The findings were reported in 2 papers published in the online journal eLife. Art collecting. Now, most Koreans assume it's a pastime reserved exclusively for those with ample time and with lots of money to spare. Well, that may no longer be the case. That's because an international movement dedicated to changing that by making artworks more affordable is making some waves. Our Kim Ji-yeon reports.
What's your taste in art? Don't know because you never had the chance to learn? while prospective buyers will have the opportunity to discover their taste by paying a visit to the affordable art fair in Seoul this weekend, with some 2,000 pieces of contemporary art on display. Visitors can apply for an hour-long free tour to help them navigate.
And if you like what you see, the prices are listed right next to the artworks. That way you can avoid the awkward situation of asking for a price and realizing that it's out of your budget. Prices here start at $420 and go roughly up to $8,000.
And although you might have set a budget and the time to look around, those who are still beginners in art-related matters, like me, would go through a hard time selecting a piece. So I asked the art fair director, Kim Yul-hee, to share some tips.
I'd advise to eye some of the smaller pieces until you're confident of what you want to buy. It can take a trial and error period to not regret your purchases. But I guarantee that the joy coming from collecting art in the end will be all worth it.
This is Korea's first affordable art fair, founded by Ro Ramsey. The event was first held in Britain in 1999 and has since been held in more than 15 cities around the world, including London, New York, and Hong Kong, with the aim of making art more accessible to the general public. Kim Ji-an, Arirang News.
Well, those are stories we have for you on this Friday morning here in Seoul, Korea. For more of the latest, don't forget to check out the website arirang.com/news. Do enjoy the upcoming weekend. Goodbye.